Hi. Online people.
Hi, Mahmoud, can you hear me?
Do you hear us?
Mahmoud, can you hear me?
Reports of IFMSA task forces.
They can. Okay, now we can do both. We're good.
It was you. Okay, but first we have a speakers list request by Medicine Sudan. Anyone else would like to be on the speakers list? AMSA Austria and Kromse Croatia. Medicine Sudan, you have 2 minutes.
Can you confirm that I'm audible at start?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you so much. Dear animals, as Medicine Sudan, we want to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to ensuring equal opportunities for every member in the RFMSA family. We firmly believe that every potential candidate deserves the chance to be considered, particularly when their dedication and efforts are as profound as of Inas, the candidate for LRP 2425. Our constitution and bylaws are essential tools for guiding and simplifying our operations. However, their primary purpose must always be to serve the best interests of our federation and its members, especially when those members' mistakes are not intentional nor jeopardizing the equality and fairness of the competition, which is the case within us. We believe that the template for candidatures is out there to ensure fairness and equality. However, minor technicalities, particularly such ones as the missing logo in one page, as in Ina's case, that she was invalidated for by the CCC, this should not overshadow her dedication and exceptional circumstances under which she has operated in the midst of the Sudan unprecedented human crisis caused by the ongoing conflict. Despite all of this, she has shown extraordinarily resilience and commitment against all and numerous personal and professional challenges she has been facing, and persevered and applied for the LRP position with all her heart and efforts. That said, we earnestly call to suspension of Bylaw paragraph 380C until the end of the General Assembly to ensure that Inas is given a fair chance And hopefully, in the foreseeable future, we all can work together to figure out preventive measures to tackle such technicalities that do not actually affect the justice of the competition and to ensure better chances for everyone. We appreciate your understanding and support in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Medicine Sudan. AMSA Austria? No? Okay, Kromse Croatia.
Speaking from Croatia, so you know how this goes. Due to the repeated observation of procedural motions for bylaw suspensions, we will be reading the statement about the bylaw suspension that was read during yesterday's plenary in the plenary one. We can notice numerous procedural motions being submitted to suspend bylaws. We would like to remind you that constitutional bylaws that are high regulatory documents should be treated with respect. Suspending bylaws should not be a common practice, but rather an exceptional procedure. We believe we shouldn't use bylaw suspensions as a solution for the problems, but rather reflect the possible changes of the bylaws within the allowed program. We would like to urge and most EB to reflect on this and prevent an unnecessary bylaw suspension. I would like to end this statement with an inspirational quote from my predecessor from 2005. Whenever there is a problem, we suspend the bylaw and we should stop doing this. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we have now procedural motion number 1 to change the agenda of plenary 4 to add a new agenda point titled any other business before agenda point changes to the constitution and bylaws. This point cannot be reopened during the same General Assembly meeting. This is proposed by IFMSAEB. Would you like to explain? Can I have the mic to IFMSAEB?
Okay, so as explained yesterday, after the suspension of the membership of IFMSA Pakistan and the presence of 2 members that have paid their fees and are here like physically, we're having this procedural motion to open any other business in order to proceed afterwards with 2 regular motions. That have to do with the approval of these 2 members as observers to the General Assembly, because as you know, the Executive Board does not have any decision-making power after the plenary has started, because the General Assembly is the one deciding about such things. So after approving that, we will proceed with the approval of the 2 IFMSA Pakistan members separately as observers to the August meeting 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, IFMSAEB. Do you have a seconder? Kazamsa, Kazakhstan. Okay, so we'll be proceeding to the vote. You can vote now. Is there an issue there? Internet issue? Can we have someone to help? Okay. Keep raising your hand, someone will approach you. So please, if you're not actively participating in the plenaries and the NEMO votes and stuff, log out the Wi-Fi connection. You're out of the Zoom? Yes.
I don't finish black the wrong way. You on the outside and white on the inside. They told me they're gonna come. But I did the wrong way.
Okay.
They were fine.
Okay.
Or you want the hand drawn and you want to.
Okay, well, I recognize it anyways, yeah.
They recognize.
No.
Oh, I didn't get back. Let's get back. Yeah, yes, yeah. Also like the word. Yeah.
What? Perfect. We're back. Okay. Still anyone facing internet connection issues? We as well? It's back. How many on vouchers? Thank you.
This is not me. I'm the host now.
Okay, we can close the vote now. Okay, we have 61 votes in total, 51 in favor, six against, and 4 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay. Then we receive a procedural motion number 2 to suspend the IFMSA bylaw paragraph 3.80C until the end of the 73rd IFMSA General Assembly August meeting 2024. This is proposed by Medicine Sudan. I guess this motion is invalid. As I can see, it's only one proposal and it should be
It needs to.
two proposals. So this motion is invalid. So now the agenda item, any other business, we receive motion from IFMSAEB to accept Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim Khan from IFMSA Pakistan as observer to the 73rd General Assembly meeting 2024. This is proposed by IFMSAEB. Point of order by Kromse, Croatia.
Him from Croatia. Could we please have CC's explanation on how is this motion valid, since we believe it directly violates bylaw paragraphs 3.31 and 3.5. And also we would like CCC to explain to the General Assembly what will be the consequences of passing this motion, especially financial consequences taking into account Annex 6, paragraph 1.25 and 1.33. And also we'd like to hear SAPCO stances on this. Thank you. 3.31, 3.5, and Annex 6, 1.25 and 1.33.
Okay, we can have 3 minutes for the CCC to check. And everyone else can keep silent. Like a lot of paragraphs. Annex 6, that was one of them. And 3 point something. From Croatia, can you please send us the point of order, like send it on text to the plenary team? Thank
In
you.
order to be part of a delegation, you need to be like returning officer. But I didn't get accepted as a returning officer because of currently remaining based on my application. First of all, I don't remember. Yes.
Yeah.
بعدين بعدين I could be like just the general delegate and then like Send me. Yeah. هو إذا ما دفعنا في هو يعني جربت بس إنه هو قال لي بس اليوم ما بيجي
El tiro con vacas. بس نحن بين شو الأربعة.
Yeah, right now I can't go close.
You want to eat? Yes. If it's for you, okay. Look at the boat spot. It's there. Yeah. فيها بكا فيها ضحك فيها عيط فيها فريق فيها عايشة على سنتي very well. It's not fair. It's like you make a decision to go.
Thank you.
Motivated. I want to start. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. 31.
This is like, and we didn't even start the agenda until the plan.
Let's wait for them.
Yes.
You should have been prepared for this question.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Hi?
Okay,
Hello?
are you ready?
Okay. So they exactly the difference of
In Sudan and the MSB Bulgaria submitted the same motion again.
So this amount is going to be so far.
Okay, so are you ready? You're ready?
Yes, CCC is ready.
Okay, everyone. Yes, CCC.
Thank you, Comsec, for your question regarding bylaws paragraph 3.5 that says observers need to be registered by the EB.
this we deemed that the EB cannot make any executive decisions during the General Assembly. However, the General Assembly meeting still can make decisions, and we believe this bridges the gap. In regards to 3.31, which says that the observers need to be presented in first plenary, we believe this paragraph is in place because the EB pre-selects observers and then presents them. We think that if the GA itself votes on the observers, you will also have them presented automatically. So we deem within the spirit of this paragraph, this voting, you voting on it is also counting as a presentation. Also, it doesn't say that observers cannot be presented during another time of the GA. It just says that this point needs to be included in the first plenary as well. Thus, we have deemed that the EB cannot register observers as of now, but the General Assembly meeting can make this decision if it wants to. Regarding the payment,
So regarding 125 and 133, 125 reads that observers will have to pay the late fee. Till now, IFMSA Pakistan has 2 spots that were early fee. That means they will have to pay up. And 133 reads that IFMSA will be responsible for paying all observers' fees towards the OC if the observers do not pay the fee. This means that if IFMSA Pakistan fails to pay up for the late fee, IFMSA will have to pay up towards the OC.
Amazing. So what happened here is that before the suspension of the membership of IFMSA Pakistan, they paid 290 euros for their membership fee in cash during the first day or the second day. And IFMSA Pakistan belongs to category B, and the difference between early and late fee in this category is 145 euros. So we're proposing the approval of 2 members as observers. So 145 multiplied by 2 is exactly 290 euros that we received as part of their payment. And this is important because due to their suspension, since they do not have access to FMSA activities, IFMSA should reimburse IFMSA Pakistan for this amount that we received. So until this is resolved, we can keep this amount as guarantee for their participation. If they pay to the OC, then they will be eligible for refund from their end. So in that terms, we accept this contract section.
Thank you. So accordingly, this motion is deemed valid. Yes, CCC? It's valid.
yeah, it is valid.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought it was
I
clear.
guess that was the main goal for the question. Okay. So IFMSA EB, would you like to explain this motion? You already explained. Okay. Do you have a seconder? Lamsek Lebanon. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? IFMSA NL, would you like to explain? Yes, can I have a mic to IFMSA NL?
Laura Dafo, IFMSA NL Chité. Yeah, we're against this because we've already been over this during the previous motion, not during the previous plenary. And then we shouldn't just let somebody back in again. We suspended somebody for a reason, and the GA has made a decision on that.
Okay. No, we don't have point of information now. I'm in the middle of the vote. Okay, so we are proceeding to the vote. You can vote now. Please vote. Voting closed. Oh, okay, unfortunately, the vote is closed. Maybe you can join the next vote.
I think I can fix it. You always have to close and confirm. I think you can still vote.
It's closed, it's closed. Okay, we received 61 votes in total. Motion passes by simple majority. Next motion, motion 2 to accept Mr. Abdul Majid from IFMSA Pakistan as observer to the 73rd General Assembly August meeting 2024. This is proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain? Do you have a seconder? IFMSA Bureau, any amendments? Can the slide be changed? Any amendments? Any direct negatives? And in Portugal, would you like to explain? We are proceeding to the vote.
Yes.
Please vote now. We have an internet connection and like you can see BVMD Germany and still someone having a connection. So BVMD Germany, is it sold? Can I have silence, please? Okay, we can close the vote now. Okay, we received 67 votes in total, 49 in favor, 12 against, and 6 abstentions. Motion passes by simple majority. Next. We received a procedural motion number 3, proposed this time by Medicine Sudan AMSB Bulgaria, to suspend IFMSA bylaw paragraph 3.80c until the end of 73rd IFMSA General Assembly August meeting 2024. Medicine Sudan AMSB Bulgaria, would you like to explain? You're online. Yes, Medicine Sudan.
Okay, can you confirm I am audible? Can you hear me?
Can I make sure that the voice, is it working?
Am I audible in the plenary hall?
Medicine Sudan, can you repeat? We did not hear you from the beginning.
No, I didn't talk. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We would like to suspend this pilot paragraph point because one, the paragraph was not observed due to unforeseen technical issues when converting the final version of the candidature to and an IFMSA logo didn't appear in one page, although the candidate used the shared template. However, this mistake didn't change any points within the candidature. The second thing is the PILO needs to be suspended in order for the candidature of Inas Osama Hassan Umar applying for the position of liaison officer for the Human Rights and Peace Issues 2425 LRP to be validated and therefore being able to be voted upon. Finally, the suspension of the PILO will only validate the candidature of Inas Osama Hassan Umar applying for the position of the liaison officer for Human Rights and Peace Issues 2425 LRP, and therefore she will be eligible for the elections. Thank you.
Thank you, Medicine Sudan. Do we have a seconder? Lamsik Lebanon. Okay, then we are proceeding to the vote. You can vote now. Please vote. We can close the vote now. Technical issue here, technical assistance. Okay. Voting will be closed now. Procedural motion 3. Okay, we received 69 votes in total, 40 in favor, 26 against, and 3 abstention. Motion fails. So, and now we can go to the next agenda item. We're out of the Zoom. Okay, we cannot go to the next agenda item. We are back. So we're proceeding with the next agenda item, changes to the constitution and bylaws. Okay, first we receive procedural motion number 4 to overrule the CCC interpretation about the validity of BCP 39 and 3.90. This is proposed by IFMSA Egypt. IFMSA Egypt, would you like to explain? Can I have the mic to IFMSA Egypt?
This is Omay from IFMC Egypt speaking. The PCB is violating the Constitution paragraph 3.1. The Federation pursues its aims without political, religious, social, racial, national, sexual, gender, or any other discrimination. Thus, accordingly, the PCB is invalid as it describes different marginalized groups, which
We
gives...
cannot hear you, IFMC Egypt.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Thus, accordingly, the PCB is invalid as it describes different marginalized groups, which gives it a sense of discrimination that goes against the principles of the Federation and the ADR concepts adopted and respected by IFMC.
Okay, can we? Okay, so can the CCC tell us the consequences of this motion passes?
No.
Turn off the mic to the CCC. Not sharing now.
Hello, this is Cecilia for the CCC speaking. If we were to be overruled on our ruling, the BCP would become invalid and thus would not be tabled at this General Assembly meeting.
Okay, thank you, CCC. Do we have a seconder? Kromse, Croatia. Okay, so this is a procedural motion, so we are proceeding to the vote.
I have to redo the vote, sorry.
Okay, take your time.
No, it's fine.
You can vote now. Voting is closed. Okay, so we received 57 votes in total, 24 in favor, 18 against, and 15 abstentions. Motion fails. Okay, so we'll be proceeding with the PCPs, the motion to adopt the Constitution and bylaw change proposals. As we already explained the procedures, how it's going to do this in the president session in the morning. So we're going first with cluster number 1 regarding the adoption of the Constitution change proposals. Okay, so we have cluster number 1 to adopt the Constitution change proposal 1, 5.1 that amends Constitution paragraph 5.1, and to adopt the Constitution change proposal 2, 1.3 that amends Constitution paragraph 1.3. This is proposed by IFMSAB. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Luxembourg, Alan. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? Brazil, I can. Denim. Okay, Denim, Brazil. Would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, then we will proceed to the vote. Please vote. Voting closed. Okay, we received 51 votes in favor, 7 against, and 9 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Point of affirmation by the CCC. Can I give them the mic?
I'm sorry.
Hi, Cecilia from the CCC. As of now, the bylaw change proposals regarding the moving of the secretariat have now become valid after the constitution change proposals were accepted. We already explained this in precedence.
Thank you. Then we have motion for cluster 2 to adopt bylaws change proposal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. As you can see them on the screen. This is proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? IFMSA NL, I've been waiting for you. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? From Croatia, would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, then we can vote now. Not now.
When my computer is there.
When the vice chairperson computer is there. You can vote now. I think so. Did you get the vote? Did you vote? Okay. Okay. Okay, how many? Still?
What?
Yes, they are quick. We can close. Voting closed. Okay, we received 60 votes in total, 53 in favor, 4 against, and 3 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, so we have motion number 5, cluster 3. Cluster 3 to adopt the bylaw change proposal 8 and 9. This is proposed by AMSA Austria. AMSA Austria, would you like to explain? No? Or it's not proposed by AMSA Austria? I guess this should be.
Wait. Eight and 9 is proposed by AMSA Austria.
Yes, it's proposed by AMSA Austria.
Yeah, but the
motion itself was proposed by AMSA Austria. Yes, would you like to explain? Okay. Do you have a seconder? Metzko Oman, any? Any amendments? Direct negatives? Okay, BVMD Germany. Would you like to explain alternative motions? Okay, then we can vote. We will be correcting the names. Connection, okay. Please vote.
Okay. Do they get any after this or after this agenda point?
You already paid.
They just showed us the proof.
Okay.
It's not a payment. They showed us the transaction. I will discuss it and I will get back to you.
Okay. Is it solved, Lebanon? Lemsik. Okay, we can close the vote now.
I just got that.
Okay, we received 66 votes in total, 59 in favor, 3 against, and 4 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority.
And then we will also take it from the list and give it to Cecile. Cecile.
Okay, we have an update from the CCC.
Yes, Paulina from the CCC. She, her, IFMSA Joe just gained voting rights after paying their outstanding debt. And furthermore, Albania, ACMS Albania, Askemco, Colombia, ANM France, HAMSEC Hungary, SISM Italy, IMSA Iran, NIMSA Nigeria, SLAMSA Slovakia, and JUNGSIG Turkey gained voting rights at the beginning of this plenary.
Okay, thank you, CCC. So, cluster number 4, motion number 6, to adopt bylaws change proposal 13, 14, and 34, as you can see on the screen. This is proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Moldova, ACRM. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? Croatia, would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, then we'll be proceeding to the vote. You can vote now. Okay. Yalla, let's vote. To adopt bylaw change proposal 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain? Okay, do we have a seconder? Do we have a seconder? Fasma Romania. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? Serbia, I was going to say Serbia, would you like to explain? Do you have any alternative motions? Okay, then you can vote now. You can vote now, yeah.
Whenever you choose it. I check with you 1 second.
Voting closed. We received 60 votes in total, 58 in favor, 1 against, non-abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, motion 8, cluster 6 to adopt bylaw change proposal 23 and 24. This is proposed by Semsa Cyprus. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Kromse, Croatia. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? Who is this? AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, then we'll proceed to the vote. Next time you bring it on. Please vote. Connection problem here at, can you raise your vote? Here at Mexico on the front. Can someone help? OC, can someone help here, please? Raise your voting card. Is it sold? What? Thank you. Okay, we'll close the vote now. We received 66 votes in total, 58 in favor, 6 against, and 2 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, then motion 9, cluster 7, to adopt the bylaw change proposal 30, 31, and 32. This is
Mahmoud, can you hear me?
which motion? Like motion 9?
Mahmoud, we have a point of order online.
Yes. The next one is motion 9, right? Right? Medicine Sudan, you can speak.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we want to request to separate the cluster. We have some amendments on the motions.
Okay. Okay, well, we have 2 minutes break, technical break. You can still be seated just to fix the slides.
Hello. Can I take your time? Yes. I have a problem with my own language. So I wanted to talk to you, consult with you.
Your own family team, like the regional.
Yes, yes.
Now,
The problem now or the consultation now?
but the problem now.
Yeah. the problem now.
Okay, then.
So the thing is that apparently they invalidated all of my reports.
Very cool.
Yeah, okay. And it was the same template since 2016, and like they got at least the previous PCC that like I was. Anyway, so my person told us to see some recommendation. So they can at least like amend their report, the report based on what you want. And like it's going to be valid. The entire reports of my article. And she told them to send it, for example, before the start of the AM. Her person did it like yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago. She sent it to me as a recommendation that these are the invalid ones. You can work on it and like make it valid.
Okay.
She just got furious without communicating with my chairperson, sent an email to me and my regional team saying that like this is an independent body. If you want to communicate something, we will communicate ourselves. And they reached out to me in person. One of them is only here, talking about Allah. Reached out to me and told me that like we recommend having different emails versus and the chairperson and stuff. Then
Can we please turn off the music or turn it?
Do you hear us now online?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Okay. Okay, can you please be silent? Silence. Okay, let's proceed. Are we going to get motion 9 on the
No, part one.
Is it possible?
It's just the name, but I'm not gonna renumber 50 motions because of that.
Okay. Okay, so we have motion 9, part 1, to adopt the bylaw change proposal 30 that amend bylaw paragraph 14.1 to 14.4. This is proposed by IFMSA EB. Would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Lithuania. Any amendments? Any amendments? Yes. Okay, Medicine Sudan.
Okay, should I read the entire the entire motion or just the amendment?
Just the amendment, please.
Okay, to amend, if deemed necessary by the team of officials to, through a motion tabled at the relative General Assembly meeting, the motion will need 2/3 majority to pass.
Okay. Did you get all the amendments? Okay. IFMSAB, do you accept the amendments? Yes. Lithuania, do you accept the amendments? Okay, so the amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? I see none. Any direct negatives? Kromse, Croatia, would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, you can vote now.
They told me like, I wasn't sure about the plan.
I would recommend that this to chair. First of all. Okay, voting closed. Okay, we received 62 votes in total, 56 in favor, 3 against, and 3 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Next one, part 2, to adopt the bylaw change proposal 31. As you can see it on the screen, this is proposed by FMSA EB. Would you like to seconder? Online, if there's anyone. No. IMCC Denmark. Any amendments? Medicine Sudan.
Yes, Mustafa Medicine Sudan, he, him, to amend TO to team of officials and EBE to executive board elect.
Okay, do you accept the amendment IFMSA EB? IMCC Denmark, do you accept the amendment? Okay, the amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Medicine Sudan. Okay, any direct negatives? Kromse, Croatia. Okay. Would you like to explain any alternative motions? We can vote now. Please vote. Voting closed. Okay, we received 62 votes in total, 58 in favor, 1 against, and 3 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, next. Proposal 32. This is proposed by the EB. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Any online seconders? AMSA Philippines. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? IFMSA Czech Republic. Would you like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? We can proceed to the vote. Please vote. Voting closed.
Okay, Monday after the clusters.
Okay, we received 63 votes in total, 56 in favor, 5 against, and 2 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, then motion 10, cluster 8, to adopt bylaw change proposal 36 and 37. This is proposed by SIMSA Cyprus. Would you like to explain? Do we have a what? Do we have a what? Do we have a seconder? Tanzania. Any amendments? Any direct negatives? Portugal, Anam, would you like to explain? You can vote now. Point of order. What? Too late. Sorry. Well, you didn't raise it. I did not see you. The vote already opened, so we cannot go back to the amendments. Voting closed. We received 55 votes in total, 44 in favor, 7 against, and 4 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, then motion 11, cluster 9, to adopt bylaw change proposal 41 and 42, proposed by SIMSA Cyprus. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Morocco, I have to say Morocco. Any amendments? Any amendments? Any direct negatives? BVMD Germany. Would you like to explain? do you have an alternative motion? You can vote now. Okay, we can, okay, voting closed. We received 55 votes in total, 47 in favor, 6 against, and 2 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, so we are done with the clusters. And now we're going to, for the motions to adopt the bylaws that was requested to be separately, okay? We'll try to be a bit slower. If you have any amendments, you can raise your voting cards when we ask for amendments. Okay? Okay, motion 12 to adopt bylaw change proposal 10 that was proposed by AMSA Austria. AMSA Austria, would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Then Brazil. Any amendments? Check out the amendments. SWIMSA Switzerland. Can we have the mic to SWIMSA? Switzerland.
Hello. That mic doesn't work.
It's not working.
No.
Can someone from the OC help with the mic? Hello, OC. OC. The mic is not working. Can someone help?
Doesn't work. There you go. That's good now.
Hello? Is that working? Hello? Hello? Halo. Pitää vaihtaa. Missä se toinen mikki on? No voiko säkin hakea sitä? Missä?
Not working.
I think your battery is empty, so we're trying this. Hello, hello.
I guess this
Next
one,
level.
last night it was like the problem that somehow.
Voit sä mennä katsomaan? Ei voi sanoa, että ei voi tietää. Haloo. Oletko se jossain välissä on siellä? Haloo.
Okay, SWIMSA, can you approach us and say your amendment here? Sorry.
We have to enact things now. You don't?
It's not in the issue.
Hello.
Except for grammatical.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were on PCP number 12 and motion 12.
Oh, okay, it's fine. You don't have amendments. Okay. So, okay. So Swim said they don't have amendments on this one. Okay. Any direct negatives? BVM determining, would you like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? You can vote now.
That's how it's going.
Okay.
Hello.
We can close the vote now, but can we check that online people can hear us?
Yes, Mahmoud, we can hear you.
Okay, thank
Mahmoud,
you.
we can hear you this time.
Yes, motion 12. Okay, we have 58 votes total, 52 in favor, 2 against, and 4 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority.
Hello.
Then motion 13 to adopt bylaw change proposal 11. The proposed by AMSA Austria. AMSA Austria, would you like to explain? Okay, do we have a seconder? MMSA Malta. Any amendments by IFMSA EB?
Jos Milja osaa tulla, niin se voi...
This is the correct, this is the amendment.
It's working now.
We copy it from the sheet. Okay, this is the amendment from IFMSA TO. AMSA Austria, do you accept the amendment?
We would like to explain.
Okay, that is what we asked you. Okay.
Working, I guess.
Okay.
We believe that ensuring fairness between the candidates for TO positions is the utmost priority, and that the current status of allowing submissions of video presentations only to the online modality candidates and mandating live presentations from the in-person candidates is not giving equal chances for everyone. Despite that, we would not be in favor of only allowing video presentations, but rather giving the opportunity for the candidates to choose their preferred method of presentation that they believe gives them the best opportunity to present themselves, regardless of their modality of attendance, and hence the proposed amendment.
Thank you, IFMSA TO. AMSA Austria, do you accept the amendment? No. Okay, so we'll be voting on the amendment. Give us 1 minute. Okay, you can vote on the amendment now. Not yet. Please vote.
Okay. Once one knows the
Okay, voting closed. This is only the vote on the amendment on itself, not the vote on the bylaw change proposal. Okay. So we received 56 votes in total, 36 in favor, 13 against, and 7 abstentions. The amendment is incorporated into the original motion. Any further amendments? Any direct negatives? BVMD Germany, would you like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? Okay, then we can vote now. We can close the vote now. IFMSA Spain. Okay, the vote already closed, but we can fix it before the next vote.
My internet is fast now.
Okay, we received 61 votes in total, 50 in favor, 7 against, and 4 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, motion 14 to adopt bylaw change proposal 12. This is proposed by SIMSA Cyprus. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? SIMSA Palestine. Any amendment? SWIMSA Switzerland. Can we get the mic to SWIMSA?
It works, nice. So as already discussed today in the amendment, I'll just go through the reasons how we came to this once again. I think it's a very important one. So the way it is currently phrased, for example, just part D, saying otherwise the alternative motion will undergo a vote of confidence according to the majority needed. Only states, for example, that the alternative motion would get that vote, but not the original motion, and also grammatically would not be correct. And we came finally to the conclusion that we just expected always with alternative motions that if a relative majority is reached, that also means that a simple majority is reached. But this is not the case. It's only when in an alternative motion we reach an absolute majority, we can be sure that we would also reach the simple majority in a vote of confidence. Therefore, we have come up with this paragraph, which reads, which I will read out and just explain a little bit more. So it first reaches a relative majority, and then in a subsequent vote of confidence, it reaches the majority originally needed to pass, in the case there is an alternative motion. If an absolute majority is reached for a motion that usually needs a simple majority, the motion passes without a vote of confidence. Once again, the only time where we can be sure that it will always reach a simple majority in a vote of confidence. Thank you.
Thank you, SWIMSA. SIMSA Cyprus, do you accept the amendment? Yes. PEMSA Palestine, do you accept the amendment? Yes, the amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Medicine Sudan.
Yes, Mr. Sudan, Mustafa Hayham. Am I audible?
But please raise your voice. Raise your voice.
Okay, am I audible?
Or we can just give us like 10 seconds. Yes, you can speak now.
Okay, thank you. We do agree with Switzerland, but we do believe that the simple majority could be reached without the absolute. So our amendment will read B, C. It reaches a relative majority of votes, and then in a subsequent vote of confidence, it reaches the majority originally needed to pass. In case there is an alternative motion and none of the original or alternative motions reaches the majority needed, this is the end of the amendment, and then we have no D. For example, if we had a motion that is we had 30 people voting and the absolute majority will be 16, the simple also will be 16. But if this motion was, for example, to elect the chairperson, or it was a procedural motion, we had 4 abstentions, then the simple majority will be decreased by 4 because abstentions do not count. But in the absolute majority, abstention do count at all time or at all times. So we believe freezing is better, and it make more sense. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Simsa Cyprus, do you accept the amendment? No. No, so we'll be voting on. Do you explain? Oh, do you want to explain? Okay, please do.
So in case we have an alternative motion, we have options A, B against both and abstain. So absolute majority will be 2/3 in favor than against. But in this case, we do not take into consideration option B. So we believe it will make the procedure more confusing for the plenary. Thus, we do not accept.
Okay, thank you, Simsa Cyprus. Okay, then we will be voting on the amendment.
I'm sorry.
You can vote on the amendment now. This is the vote on the amendment, not the vote on the BCP. Okay, voting closed. Not really closed.
I can't not close the vote.
Point of order from. Okay, can we have a support here at IFMSA NL? And I'll raise your voting card so OC can approach you here in the front, Is it working now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Voting closed. Well, sorry. Sorry. Okay, so we received 28 of 69 votes in total, 28 in favor, 25 against, and 16 abstentions. Amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Okay, any direct negatives? BVMD Germany. Would you like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? Okay, we can vote now. Let's back on this. Okay, voting closed or voting closed? Okay, we received 64 votes in total, 39 in favor, 13 against, and 12 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, we have motion 15 to adopt bylaw change proposal number 15. We have a lot of abstention.
Yes. Abstentions don't count with 2/3 majority.
Okay, motion 15 to adopt bylaw change proposal number 15. This is proposed by IFMSAB. Would you like to explain? Okay, do we have a seconder? Sweden, IFMSA Sweden. Any amendments? IFMSA NL. The amendments from IFMSA NL. Send it on by email.
Oh, they said it in the email, yes, wait.
Will just give us a few seconds to share the amendment. It's not shared on the slide. Oh, okay. Okay, IFMSA NL. This is the amendment. Would you like to explain? Okay.
Lord Davo, IFMSA NL sheet A. Yeah, we submitted this amendment because how it was written now, only medical students could go to external meetings. We believe that medical students, we believe that students from a healthcare related field also have a place within IFMSA and therefore also within the external opportunities that it has. And therefore we submitted this amendment.
Okay, thank you, IFMSA and LEB. Do you accept the amendment? No, but you can explain why. Can you get the mic? Okay.
So although we agree with this amendment from IFMSANL, we are choosing not to accept incorporating it right now. So NMOs have the choice to vote on this since this seems particularly relevant. So cast your votes eventually.
Okay. Okay, then we will vote on the amendments. Just give us few seconds. This is a vote on the amendment. Okay, you. Denim. Connection. We didn't start the vote yet. You cannot connect to your Nemo vote. The connection in general. Okay. Can someone help? Denim, Brazil, can you raise your voting card? Okay, you can vote now. We'll wait for you, Denim, Brazil. Right. Then is it fixed now? Then okay, voting closed. Okay, so we received 66 votes in total, 43 in favor, 19 against, and 4 abstentions. Amendment incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Medicine Sudan. Can we, okay. OC, we need the speakers because someone from the Zoom is talking. Can I check if it's open? Medicine Sudan, can you speak?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mustafa Medicine Sudan, he, him. So our amendment reads, any individual other than the team of officials and international assistants representing RFMSA in an external meeting had to fulfill the following requirements, just to maintain consistency and to use a lot of abbreviations within the institutional bylaws. Thank you.
Thank you, IFM. Thank you, Medicine Sudan. EB, do you accept the amendment? Yes, IFMSA Sweden, do you accept the amendment? No. Okay, then we need to find another seconder. Any seconder for this motion? Norway, NEMSA, Norway. What? Okay, so we are any direct negatives, Metzko, man, would you like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? Okay, then we'll proceed to a vote. We can vote, right? Okay, you can vote. Okay. I'm going to vote.
Yes.
Voting closed. Okay, we received 61 votes in total, 61 votes in total, 46 in favor, 10 against, and 5 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, then we have motion 17 to adopt bylaw change proposal 25 proposed by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain? No?
We need to check something. We are going from 15 to 17.
Give us a second, sorry.
We have no way.
Okay.
Oh, I need it on computer. I was like looking for all that stuff. I have it. You said 16, right? No, so motion 16 and physical things meetings. You sure? Yes, I'm sure.
We trust in you. Okay, then, sorry, we have motion 16 first. To adopt bylaw change proposal 16. This is proposed by IFMSA EB. EB, would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Simsa Cyprus. Any amendments? Any online amendments? Okay, any direct negatives? Do you have an alternative motion? Okay, then we can vote now.
I guess the slide that might have been deleted or something
Yeah.
accidentally deleted.
We're good. It's fine. Okay, please vote. We need more votes.
That's all I need. Yeah, we can close it now. Maybe it's 50 something, yes.
Okay, voting closed. Okay, 60 votes in total, 49 in favor, 6 against, and 5 abstention. This motion passes by 2/3 majority. And then we have motion 17 to adopt bylaw change proposal 25 proposed by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Okay, IMCC Denmark. Any amendments?
No online.
Okay, any direct negatives? Lemsek Lebanon, would you like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? Okay, you can vote now. Please vote. Technical issue? Can someone help BVMD Germany? And I can see from here, but like they are raising their voting card. El Salvador. Okay, can someone help BVMD Germany? And I from El Salvador.
I need the binocular. It's on.
Still not solved BVMD Germany? Okay.
So we can see the second verse.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I can see the things. What's happening?
Move everything.
Now there's nothing in front of the lens. Maybe. I can see that it's very close.
Okay, I think we have enough. Is the technical issue solved? Is the technical issue solved? I assume so. Then we can close the vote.
Voting closed. Okay, we received 69 votes in total, 45 votes in favor, 12 against, and 12 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, motion 18 to adopt bylaw change proposal 26. This is proposed by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Kazakhstan, Kazamsa. They're so close. Any amendments? Any amendments? Okay. Any direct negatives? IFMC Serbia. Would you like to explain? Okay, you can vote now.
I wonder. We have to do because now there's a business that had lots of discussion coming into the budget.
Okay, after this motion closed, okay. Unless before this, the introduction. We cannot say this. Okay, decide what you want to do, but we cannot tell them something not the other. This is, we cannot direct votes. Okay, yeah, this is this, yeah. We cannot, this is all. We cannot skip votes. Okay, we can close the vote now. Okay, we received 59 votes in total, 38 votes in favor, 18 against, 3 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, motion 19 to adopt bylaw change proposal 27 proposed by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain?
Ask them if they're okay with speech.
Okay, first, are you okay with our speed in this PCPs? Shall we slow down a bit or you are following up with us? Okay. AMSA Austria, would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Okay, I have similar flags at the back. System Italy.
We have a.
Because like they both one like this and one like this, it was like literally the same. Can you please, System Italy and Hungary, can you please raise the voting card as you did? No. The see what I have been seeing. Really? Okay. One was horizontal and the one was vertical, so they were exactly the same. Okay, that makes it more complicated. Okay. System Italy, do we have any amendments? IFMSA EB, TO or EB? TO, IFMSA TO. Silence, please.
IFMSA VP on behalf of the IFMSA TO. The amendment would simply remove the words "but not limited to." It doesn't change the wording, but it simply clarifies how the sentence is structured.
Thank you, TO. Austria, do you accept the amendment? Yes. System Italy, do you accept the amendment? Yes, the amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Any direct negatives? Okay, I can say Slovenia. It will be one of them anyways, so yeah. Okay. Slumsic Slovenia. Serbia, maybe can next time try with them. Slovenia, do you would like to explain? Do you have an alternative motion? Okay, we can vote. Now. Like you.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's not.
Okay, any alternative, I would say that, any alternative. Thank you.
Just you want to say something or are you turning off? No, I'm returning off the signature.
Okay.
We gave her spare keys and something to the bank and she looked really annoyed if we don't have this.
Okay, we can close the vote now. I can hear my.
One second. We have an issue online.
Online, can you hear us?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
No, there is a technical issue with items A, items A, Venezuela.
What technical issue with what?
They couldn't access the Nemo vote.
Venezuela? Do they have voting rights? Venezuela, you do not have voting rights, so this may be the issue. Okay. For this motion, we received 60 votes in total. 52 in favor, 5 against, and 3 abstention. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay, then we have motion 20 to adopt bylaw change proposal 28 that was proposed by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Luxembourg, Alan. Any amendments? Portugal, Anna Portugal. Can I have a mic to Anna Portugal?
Oh.
Paulo Him, I'm in Portugal, so we want to correct in the beginning to assistant secretary and returning officer, since it's only one member, then to add the relevant paragraphs of the election or appointment of the chair, and then to change heads due to the discussion we had in the president sessions.
Thank you, and in Portugal. Austria, do you accept the amendment? Yes. Luxembourg, do you accept the amendment? Yes. Amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Any direct negatives? BVMD Germany, would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay. You can vote now. Okay.
You also, I just want to look at it.
That's your.
Yeah, it's still not done.
Okay. The policies. Okay. Okay, voting closed. Can I have silence, please? Okay, we received 58 votes in total, 48 in favor, 4 against, and 6 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Then motion. What is this? Speakers list before this one. Okay, give us a second. We have a speakers list request. Salman online.
Can you hear me well?
8P8. Okay, we have a speakers list request by IFMSATO. Anyone else would like to be on the speakers list? Okay, IFMSATO, you can start. You have 2 minutes.
All right, just before I start, just wanted to confirm if you can hear me well.
Okay, can we raise the volume, please? OC, can we raise the volume? Raise the volume of this because we're having an online statement. Okay, so LBH, you can start.
All right, dear animals, we sincerely apologize for sharing our stance with respect to this BCP very late. We believe this BCP is very important for our federation as it is a way to ensure a fair decision-making process. We believe that this BCP should exist, but upon reflection, we are extremely concerned about the impact that this would have on the continuity and smooth functioning of the plenaries and general assemblies. If adopted, we believe that multiple issues can potentially arise and are not taken into consideration nor regulated procedurally at this moment, which can lead to very complicated situations during the GAs. For example, there is no description of the criteria and the process of selecting a new CCC member in case we encounter this situation in future GAs. Amendment or alternative motion by IFMSA NL may not solve the problem since to our mind, we can't proceed to the appointment of a new member before the approval of the GA regarding the removal of the existing one. Also, before the removal of a CCC member, how would it be possible to actively recruit members of the CCC? We sincerely believe this BCP should be reproposed after further discussion and amendments to cover all of these potential uncertainties so as to not put the continuity of the plenary procedures at risk. Thank you for your consideration and attention on behalf of IFMSATO.
Thank you, IFMSATO. Okay. Motion 21. Okay, so we have motion 21 to adopt bylaw change proposal 29 proposed by AMSA Austria. What do you like to explain? Do we have a seconder? Malaysia, SMMAMS Malaysia. Okay, any amendments? Okay, any direct negatives? IFMSANL. What do you like to explain? Okay. Any alternative motions? IFMSANL.
Laura Delvaux, IFMSANL Sheet as sent over the NMO server and shortly discussed during president session, we have an alternative motion for this. So we can immediately also replace the CCC. So we don't have a moment in time where there's less or more than 5 people in the CCC. I understand what the TO is saying, and I also share the concerns. However, I also believe that it is very important that vote of no confidence can be done in the CCC. And I have doubts about the timeline, things like a flagging system and proper procedures would take. So therefore, we have still decided to table this motion. EMSA Austria and IFMSA Czech Republic are also in favor of this alternative motion, though I am not sure if that has changed since the email of the TO. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. You can see the alternative motion on the screen now. What is the Zoom? Okay. Okay, you can see the alternative motion on the screen now. I guess yes. No. Okay. Nothing like this. It's not included for it's included for original. Okay, so now we'll be voting on the original motion, alternative motion against both or abstentions. Okay, you can vote now. Original, alternative, against both, abstentions. Because 88 and 89 are both in the same. Yeah. Okay, before 38. Maybe. Okay. Okay, we can close the vote now. So we received 68 votes in total, 12 in favor of the original motion, 32 in favor of the alternative motion, 18 against both, 6 abstention, motion passes. Alternative motion passes. Alternative motions passes by
Can we say clear majority?
clear majority.
Thinking of looking to the math again, or like.
No.
12 and
It's 12 and
18.
18, so.
Yeah, I know. I was just.
No, we're just like, okay, it passes by all majorities. So. Okay, then motion 22 to adopt bylaw change proposal 33 that was proposed by IFMSAEB. Would you like to explain? IFMSAEB, do you hear me? Would you like to explain?
Policy paper length.
The length of. You don't want, okay, do we have a second, or IFMSA Spain was passed? Do you have an amendment? Any alternative motions? Okay, we can. Bless you.
This is motion 22, right?
Motion 22. You can vote now?
Because I have motion 21. I have not opened it because it's excuse and it's like 20. You know, wait.
Just whenever you are okay, just let us know that. Okay, we can close the vote. Okay, we can close the vote now. Exactly.
No.
How many has the? There was some how many? Okay, so we have 51 votes in total, 43 in favor, 6 against, and 2 abstention. This motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay. It's fine.
43.
How do you? Okay. Motion 23 to adopt bylaw change proposal 35 proposed by IFMSAEB. Would you like to explain?
We want to withdraw.
This one was withdrawn. Okay. Then we have a speakers list request by IFMSA Poland / IFMSA Egypt and IFMSA TO. Okay, IFMSA Poland or IFMSA Egypt, you can go. Anyone else would like to be on the speakers list?
Motion after the
38 and 39. Romsik, you'd like to be on this speakers list? No. Okay, IFMSA Egypt.
Hi, I'm reading the statement on behalf of IFMSA Egypt, IFMSA Algeria, IFMSA Poland, IFMSA Kurdistan, PIMSA Palestine, MEDSCO Oman, LIMSIC Lebanon, CROMSIC Croatia, IFMSA Quebec, and FMS Taiwan. And if you agree, please raise your voting cards as well. The statement is regarding PCB number 39. The motion that we are about to vote on has engendered a lot of controversy and a long discussion during the president sessions. While we fully support the general aim of the proposed motion, which as we assume was to promote equality, diversity, and inclusion in IFMSA, we believe its current wording conflicts with IFMSA values and international regulations on equality and equity. The European Charter of Fundamental Rights, Article 21 on non-discrimination states, any discrimination based on any ground such as sex, race, color, ethnic or social origin, genetic feature, language, religion or belief, political or any other opinion, membership of a national minority, property, birth, disability, age, or sexual orientation shall be prohibited. Furthermore, the United Nations Discrimination Convention of 1958 number 111, which we think is also relevant in this context, defines discrimination as any distinction, exclusion, or preference made on the basis of race, color, sex, religion, political opinion, national extraction, or social origin, which nullifies or impairs equality of opportunity or treatment in employment or occupation. We are unable to comprehensively list all groups at risk of discrimination, which raise legitimate concerns about the application of these regulations in practice. We understand and appreciate the intent behind this motion, especially its focus on promoting equality, diversity, and inclusion. However, we believe it's crucial to seek a more inclusive and well-thought-out solution. We urge the IFMSA representatives to share their perspective on this matter. We believe that the basis for selection for any position within IFMSA should be solely the candidate's experience and credibility. Individuals exposed to any form of discrimination should be deeply encouraged and is supported in applying for various positions. However, factors as disability, gender, or race should never be the sole reason for fighting.
Sorry, IFMSA Egypt. IFMSA TO. Can I have mic to the TO?
Dear animals, the IFMSA team of officials stance is against both BCPs 38 and 39. Regarding BCP 38, this approach proposed by the BCP does not necessarily ensure the integrity of the democratic processes, especially considering that there will not be any additional step to change the decision of NMOs, which comes from thorough discussions during NMO hours and the delegation's preparations before the G8s. We are afraid that this can lead to potential interference in the election process between the votes, and the associated stress for the candidates will not contribute to a productive debate. We wish to make it clear that we are not objecting to this BCP because we believe that the current status is ideal. But there are several things to be taken into consideration before defining the best way forward without hindering the election processes and also the productivity of the year to come, considering that this decision affects the whole term and is among the most important ones on IFMSA. Regarding BCP 39, we would like to upload your concern about the fair regional and gender representation within IFMSA, and we want to emphasize that being mindful of this is needed for an equitable, diverse, and inclusive federation. However, we have some concerns that we would like to share briefly regarding the proposed bylaw changes. First, the definition of Global South. It is unclear whether the Global South would be defined by citizenship, CF, or the NMO signing. This ambiguity could lead to a candidate potentially seeking CFs from NMOs that belong to the Global South instead of their NMOs, leading to potential misuse and vagueness. In addition, this may evoke remnants of colonialism. Moreover, IFMSA NMO's representation in leadership positions does not follow the global politics and that mentioned distribution. Number two is self-identification. Being part of unprivileged groups is often related to self-identification. As you know, one trait does not define us, since many of us are impacted by different aspects and affected by various inequalities that intersect with each other potentially and making us more vulnerable or more privileged, some of which are not mentioned in the proposals.
And the last point we would like to mention is complex identities. Some individuals will not be comfortable sharing what might be considered reason of vulnerability according to the proposed BCP. In such cases, a tiebreaker that privileges someone publicly aligned with their identity can inadvertently disadvantage those unable to be open about their identities, as well as demotivate those who are capable for the position but unbacked by the mentioned but unbacked by their by the mentioned identities and can be perceived as a white saviorism approach to IFMSA leadership. With these arguments in mind, we would urge IFMSA NMOs to always ensure that any changes made are thoughtful, inclusive, and protective of all individuals, regardless of their intersectionalities, so we can all work together on making our organization safer, inclusive, and aligned with our collective values. As today is also the day when NMOs decide if the policy document for decolonizing global health will be adopted, let us reflect on possible ways to shift away from prevailing neo-colonial attitudes within the decision-making process. Thank you for your attention.
CTO, thank you. Okay, so now I guess we can have a break. Do we go to the dinner break or no? What about voting is? We still have some BCPs to go. Do we go for the dinner break and then continue, or we start finishing? Or like, can we? Continue. We can continue. Do you agree? Okay. That was not expected. Okay, then we have motion 24 to adopt bylaw change proposal 38. That was proposed by IFMSA-B. Would you like to explain? Yes, it was proposed on behalf of the animals. Okay, do we have a seconder? Simsa Cyprus. Any amendments? I assume there is amendments. Any amendments? I have a mistake, you back. Yes, that's one. I'm waiting for them to raise their voting cards. I have a mistake, you back.
Yes, so it has been brought to our attention that there was a verb missing in our BCP, so we would just like to add the word wins. I don't know if you have it on the screen.
It's already. I can. We will add that shortly on the screen. Okay. Yes, the amendments by IFMSA Quebec is the yellow ones. Okay, IFMSA, do you accept the amendment? Do you want the mic? Can I have mic to IFMSA?
Since the IFMCEB only tabled this motion on behalf of the proposers, if both proposers agree, if they don't disagree, we do accept the amendment.
You want to ask the?
Yes. But one of them is Quebec, so the other one is France.
Other one, France. Yes.
Okay, so on their behalf, we do accept the amendment.
Okay, Samsa Cyprus, do you accept the amendment? Yes, amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Any further amendments? Okay. Any direct negatives? And in Portugal, what do you like to explain? Any alternative motions? And in Portugal.
Paulo Himan in Portugal, this motion is to add an additional step before the lottery, in which each candidate would have 3 minutes for questions. Then there would be a break for the delegations to discuss. Then the elections would be repeated, and then if the tie persists, there would be the lottery and the vote of confidence.
Okay, thank you. And in Portugal, you can see the alternative motion on the screen as well. Yes. Okay, so we will be voting on the original motion, alternative motion, against both, and abstentions.
I am taking my
What? Not open yet. Yeah, not open.
Recording in progress. Can you hear us now?
Yes, we
Are we back?
Yes, you are back.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Noor, for confirming. Okay, we can close the vote now.
Can you speak again? Mahmoud. I guess we cannot hear the Mahmoud.
Alternative motion.
Yes,
please. You're returning office. It's right. Majority is right. Yes, this is not too. This is like interpreting if it's. Can you hear us online, people?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Can you make sure that the speakers here are on? Can we make sure that this speaker is on? It is on?
Do you have a list?
No, on the top, there is a button. Yeah, now.
Okay, Farhan, can you say something?
Hi, Mahmoud, can you hear me?
I guess we can hear you now.
Mahmoud, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we'll just have 2 minutes technical break to discuss this votes with the CCC.
That was unexpected.
Masoud, point of information. Could you unmute the account of the plenary hall?
Masoud, we can't hear you. You are muted. Please unmute yourself. The account of Plenary Hall is muted.
You hear us now, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so the results as follows: 58 votes in total. 3 in favor of the original motion, 33 in favor of the alternative motion, 18 against both, and 4 abstentions. CCC.
Thank you. Cecilia for the CCC. We have been asked to determine how to move forward. We want to move forward with a vote of confidence, as bylaw change proposals do require a 2/3 majority, and we believe it is within the spirit of what we discussed in President's session.
So, as just clarified by the CCC, we will be going for a vote of confidence on the alternative motion, the one that just passed by the relative majority. Why are we muted? Who mutes us?
You're not muted, we can hear you.
Okay. The vice chair. Okay. Okay. Just keep silent. We are preparing the vote of confidence. We're still in the motion maze. You can vote now. Please vote. Please vote. Point of order from AMSA Austria. Is it an internet connection issue or like a point of order? We're getting you the mic.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is internet connection or not. I think it might be. I'm sorry.
Okay. Can we close the vote now? Okay, we are closing the vote. Okay. So we received 66 votes in total, 44 in favor, 18 against, 4 abstentions. Motion passes by 2/3 majority. Okay. Now we're voting on motion 25 to adopt the bylaw change proposal 39. I just would like to remind you by the discussion we had in the president session. Okay? Yes, definitely.
Hi guys, Theo from the CCC. As you know, we just passed the motion from the same bylaw. If this next motion passes, both motions and both bylaw change proposals will be incorporated into the IFMSA constitution and bylaws, and then we have problems. Is that clear to everyone? Perfect, thank you.
Okay, I guess that was clear enough. Thank you, CCC. Then we'll be proceeding with motion 25 to adopt bylaw change proposal 39 proposed by Denham, Brazil. Denham, would you like to explain? Okay, you would like to explain? Okay. He's okay.
As it has been discussed a few times in OSDs and also in present sessions, representation in IFMSA is not equitable. The main objective of this BCP is end lotteries at IFMSA, as our process must be democratic and not based on luck. This BCP also establishes a parity system only in the matter of ties. This BCP, despite of not being perfect, is a way to start the parity debate at IFMSA and fight for historically marginalized populations.
Thank you, Denham, Brazil. Do we have a seconder? Do we have a seconder? Okay, motion fails. No. Okay, motion 26 to adopt bylaw change proposal 40. That was proposed by Denham, Brazil. Would you like to explain? Yeah, you would like to explain? Yes.
We understand that members IFMSA numbers one priority, and take into account that IFMSA is a global organization, we must have equitable representation or something close to it of our members in IFMSA and IFMSA deliberative spaces. We understand the difficulty of this BCP brings, but we trust the EB elected will do a good job to guarantee the continuity of GAs effectively and as well equitable representation in IFMSA.
Thank you, Denham, Brazil. Do we have a seconder? Can you see the online people? Do we have a seconder? Ajax Catalonia. Okay, any amendments? Any amendments? I guess we received an amendment. AMSA Austria, would you like to amend on this? You want to amend on this?
Still have internet issues.
You're still having the internet issue, okay. But do you still want to amend this motion as well?
It'd be nice to have the internet.
Can someone from the OC help AMSA Austria?
Sorry, we do want to do an amendment. Thank you for asking.
You don't want to amend? Okay. We do, okay. Okay. So can you please, okay, this is the amendment received by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain?
Rebecca, AMSA Austria, she heard. This is just rephrasing it to have less words while maintaining the same content.
Okay, thank you, AMSA Austria. Then Brazil, do you accept the amendment? Yes, Aix Catalonia, do you accept the amendment? Yes, the amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Any direct negatives from Croatia, would you like to explain? You would like to explain, yes. Sometimes we don't understand the sound.
Matihim from Croatia. So am I audible?
We cannot hear you well, just like, yes.
So we believe that this BCP addresses the problem at its top and should actually be approached at its root. This will only cause further challenges regarding the logistics and prolonging the plenaries. We believe this could be better addressed by mandating RDs to work on the engagement of the NMOs during plenaries, as well as creating a more inclusive plenary environment, in extension, improving the hybrid settings. Thank you.
Thank you, Kromse Croatia. Any alternative motions?
Point of information.
What?
Is it possible to have a point of information now?
No, we cannot have points of information now. Where were we?
Alternative.
Okay, any alternative motions? Okay, then you can vote now. Please vote. Point of order by, is it internet connection? Okay, and Tunisia as well? Okay, you are being approached. Raise your voting card so they can approach you. Okay. We're almost there. Right? Two more left.
So we close it?
Close it. Is it sold? Voting closed. Oh gosh. Okay, we received 68 votes in total, 22 in favor, 30 against, and 10 abstention. This motion fails. Okay, then motion 27 to adopt bylaw change proposal 43 proposed by Semses Cyprus. What do you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? From Croatia, any amendment? Amendments by, okay, Swimsa. We're going to get the amendments from Swimsa on the screen.
Which one?
Okay, we have it now on screen. Somehow it is on screen, but I'm not sure that you can see it well on screen. But this is, I guess, the best we can do. You can find it on the BCP's discussion document. Swimsa.
All right. First of all, yes, I would definitely recommend you open it on your drive when we go through it together. And even though I'm a firm believer that only John should ever explain a motion maze, I'll try my best to make him proud. So When you read the explanation of this new motion maze, its biggest intention was to make it simpler for new people and to add the one thing that we have now already added in a bylaw, which is to have a vote of confidence if needed after alternative motions. When we looked at the handed in motion maze, we had a few things that we felt needed to change. The most important one being there was an arrow, and maybe the chair can kind of show where that arrow was, going from alternative motion back of asking for amendments. And this would have been like a huge change in the procedure. And I approached the proposers, and this was not their intention, so this was removed. Otherwise, we would have probably ended in a second circle, like endless circle, asking for amendments, asking again for alternative motions, going on and on. Then the second thing that we thought was when you looked at it first, it had a lot of boxes and it did not seem easier to understand for newcomers. So we suggested changing actions, not being in boxes, but written on the arrows, which I hope makes it easier to understand as well. The third change was that it was not uniform in the way when you go through the motion maze, for example, asking for amendments and direct negatives, if an action happens or no action happens. So for example, in the handed in motion maze, being accepted nemo contra was somewhere in the middle of the motion. It just didn't make any sense. So we recommended uniformity in the way of the procedure. And then we also removed the specific bylaw that was mentioned to make uniform, that it always says according to the bylaws. So yes, I really hope now that it is actually easier for newcomers to understand. And so there's no huge procedural change. The only change is that it was added that there will be a vote of confidence if needed after alternative motions. Thank you. I hope I made you proud, John.
Thank you, Swimsa. Simsa Cyprus, do you accept the amendment? Kromse Croatia, do you accept the amendment? The amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? Any direct negatives? Hamza Greece, would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, then you can vote now. Okay, voting closed. Okay, we received 64 votes in total. 52 in favor, 6. So now we have a new motion maze.
Mahmoud, we can't hear you.
I was we'll fix it.
Where's our fix it?
Point of information by Lamsek Lebanon. But when by the end of this, by the end of it.
Mahmoud, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We lost you in the result of the previous motion.
What?
We lost you in the result of the previous motion.
You lost? Oh, that was very historical. You shouldn't have missed it. Well, clap again, okay? We'll do
Please do.
Okay, so can we get the votes, please? Okay, so we received we received 64 votes in total, 52 in favor, 6 against, and 6 abstention. This motion passes by a 2/3 majority. Okay. So
Paulina Schieher from the CCC, could you please clarify your question? Do you mean when this goes into effect? Okay, the answer to this question is yes. This goes into effect like all BCPs unless specified otherwise after the end of the General Assembly. So this will apply for March meeting 2025.
thank you, CCC. Okay, we have a speakers list request. Speakers list requests.
Yeah, okay.
I can't hear you. Can you get the mic to iPhone, Mr. Serbia? Is it you would like to do this your statement now? After, okay, we have a speakers list by IFMSATO now.
Can you add us as well?
What? And IFMSA subco as well. Anyone else would like to be on this speakers list? Okay, then in Brazil and Kromse, Croatia and IX. What? I can't hear you. Can I? Different statements. Okay, and then IX Catalonia, you had the statement as well, and IX Catalonia. Yes, we'll show it on the list.
So 62.
Anyone else would like to be on the speakers list? We're still not yet with the BCPs, just for your information. Okay, then IFMSATO.
All right, thank you. Dear NMOs, I would like to start by emphasizing on how discussing this proposal thoroughly with a team of officials was needed, with several rounds of inputs and discussions during pre-TOM, TOM, and TO hours. So I would like to thank you for
Mahmoud, we lost you. If you can hear me, we not hear you.
Okay.
So,
Okay, can you hear us now?
Yes, we can loud and clear.
Okay.
Test.
Can you hear Noor now?
Yes, we can hear now. You can go.
Okay, IFMSATO.
Should I repeat?
Yes.
Okay. Dear NMOs, we would like to start by emphasizing on how discussing this proposal thoroughly with a team of officials was needed, with several rounds of input and discussions during pre-TOM, TOM, and TO hours. So would like to thank you for waiting for our stance regarding BCP number 44, related to the overruling of SAPCO's decision by the General Assembly. For this BCP, we were also waiting for SAPCO's stance before we finalize ours STO, taking into account the relevance and the importance of their perspective and experience. In our opinion, regardless of the particular experiences and decisions of one term, a 73-year-old federation needs strong ground, systemic review, and well-targeted addressing of problems before proceeding with important changes that aim to tackle situations upon their first occurrence. Objectivity is always imperative, and we are afraid that it can be ensured only through the lens of one term and a specific case, which was further clarified in the President sessions in an attempt to provide another side of the story. Supervising Council is a body that should always be highly esteemed and respected, since they are trying to mitigate conflicts of interest, be neutral, and navigate through complicated situations. That's why we agree that the highest decision-making body should review its management and decisions and overrule only if deemed necessary. Our amendment, which we'll present below, aims to create fairness and objectivity and better regulate such complex situations that are being addressed through the original BCP. Cases when SAPO's decision is questioned with serious concerns from the NMOs or the FMSA leadership. The proposed amendment is the following. I don't know if we can, anyway, afterwards. The reason why we consider it important to add the option of online voting and also further clarify who can table such a motion or request is because GAs happen only twice a year, and in the FMSA reality and daily life, urgent matters occur that require quick reflexes and crucial decisions on the way forward. Additionally, we believe that informed decisions should be taken. Thank you.
You can still share this statement.
It's shared already.
Okay, so IFMSA subco.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Khulud from the Supervising Council, she, her. So we would like to say that the Supervising Council discussed it internally, the amendment proposed by the EB, which was added to the document, and we do not have any stance. After multiple discussion, we decided to not have any stance because we couldn't make one. So we will not share anything about it, but we are wondering if the amendment is valid because we believe it's contradicting paragraph 7.21. So this would be a request for the CCC to review this. Thank you.
Okay, I guess the CCC got your point and they will be replying after the ending of the speakers list. Thank you, IFMSA subco, and then Kromset, Croatia.
Mate Hihim, Kromse, Croatia. This statement is on behalf of Kromse, Croatia, AMSA, Austria, SISM, Italy, SIMSA, Cyprus, FMSA, NL, HELMSA, Greece, SWIMSA, Switzerland, LIMSA, Lithuania, FMS, Taiwan, ESTMSA, Estonia, IFMSA, Czech Republic, ALEM, Luxembourg, and BVMD, Germany. Dear EB, TO, and NMOs, we have observed that multiple undiscussed amendments have been submitted during this agenda point. We believe that this seriously endangers the informed decision-making, as now NMOs are being forced to vote without proper discussion and consequential understanding, as well as without the space to consult with their delegations, not to mention the effect on the plenary efficiency. We would like to stress the importance of open communication, as we did countless times this term. Although we believe that we have made ourselves as NMO representatives open for any suggestions and discussions, we were not approached by the EB nor Medicine Sudan in time to discuss their amendments. Lastly, we would like to note that such big changes would be better as alternative motions, since they significantly change the spirit of the proposals. We urge NMOs, EB, and TO to engage in the discussion on the BCPs before the plenary in the spaces that have been provided multiple times, and thus not be a threat to informed and democratic decision-making. Thank you.
Thank you, Kromse, Croatia. And then we have Kromse, Croatia.
So now I would like to read a statement about the TO amendment to BCP number 44 that was added during this agenda point to the BCP discussion document. First, we find this behavior disrespectful toward NMOs. BCPs were shared 2nd of July, more than a month ago, and never we were approached by the EB to discuss this. Even today, the amendment was added to the discussion document just before the voting on the motion, once again without reaching out to us as proposers. In response to the TO statement, we believe that this BCP is a reflection on the current bylaws and only further regulates what we seemed was obvious before EB overruled SAPCO decision this term. And that's why we decided to submit this proposal. We don't believe we should incorporate this amendment, as we believe that informed decision-making can be compromised in the online settings and outside of the General Assemblies. We will not be accepting the amendment, and please consider this when voting for incorporating it. Let me remind you again that we have numerous spaces to express our stances on the BCPs and discuss amendments and changes. However, EB has not done that. Also, referring to bylaw paragraph 3.48 in their amendment seems unreasonable, since this bylaw paragraph is not even about the subco decision. And we would also like to hear CCC stances on the validity of this amendment. In case the CCC deems it valid, we urge you not to let this amendment be incorporated into the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Kromse Croatia. And then we have Denim Brazil.
Dear NMO's plenary team and BTO, it's with sadness that we read this statement on behalf of the name Brazil, ex-Catalonia, and FMSA Panama. The only two BCPs that address thematic issues related to vulnerable populations, trying to improve their representation in accordance with the IFMSA policy document related to equity, diversity, and inclusion, were voted against. It's important to say that it's common for bureaucratic barriers to place in these cases, and once again, in this plenary, a most white and European place, the opportunity for parity and fight for historically vulnerable populations was denied. What has just happened is called structural and systemic violence, which is the restriction of basic rights resulting from the structure of social and political system. Despite not being conscious, intentional, and aggressive, this type of action hurts vulnerable communities and perpetuates patriarchy, globalism, and its form of oppression. Even though in IFMSA we have activities and PDs to restrain for these behaviors and patterns, we are also once again a representation of our societies and just a reflection of the long path we have ahead us towards true equity. Trans people do not choose to work in prostitution because they arbitrarily want to. Black people are not the most incarcerated because they have this desire. People living with disabilities do not face unemployment due to the lack of desire to work. Arab people are not stereotyped because they want to be. All of these are forms of violence against historically vulnerable groups. Bureaucracy is historically used to prevent the granting of rights to historically vulnerable populations. In fact, in some cases, these populations do not even exist in legislation of their countries, leaving them legally unprotected. Their languages have been persecuted and have been disappeared, as have their culture and their way of life. The intention is not for it to be easy and smooth process. We are a global medical student organization with more than 1 million people participating in it. The process.
Thank you. Ex-Catalonia.
Thank you. We would like to give the floor to Denim Brazil so that they continue their statement on our time. Thank you.
Unfortunately, this cannot happen.
Okay, thank you.
This has been adopted in the hybrid GA guideline unless they should have requested first from the plenary team.
Okay, so we can
however,
continue.
if you'd like to address longer statements, please address the plenary team and we can figure it out. Okay.
Can
So
we mute ourselves?
I guess now the CCC can have the floor to answer the question they have been addressed.
I'm sorry, could we continue reading the statement? Yes.
It's the same statement, right?
Yes.
So no.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then the CCC can, however, you can still share it with the NMOs on the server, then in Brazil. Okay, point of order.
There are rules that another NMO cannot continue to read a statement. These have done before in other GAs, that one NMO has started to read a statement and other NMO have continued to read it.
It was Okay, according to the hybrid guidelines, we have a paragraph or like a sentence that is clearly saying no NMO should read a statement by another NMO in order to exceed the 2-minute limit. It's clear on the hybrid guidelines. I'm very sorry. I'm not sure how it was in the before hybrid guidelines, but this is how we have in IFMSA AM24 hybrid guidelines. Okay, CCC.
Yes, hello. This is Cecilia from the CCC. We were asked by Subco to look into the amendment proposed by the EBTO in regards to the overruling of Subco decision. We deem that this amendment is in violation of Bylaw's paragraph 7.21. This paragraph regards that a Subco decision to reject repairs into an investigation can be overruled by the General Assembly by a 2/3 majority. However, the amendment proposed does include overruling all decisions of the Supervising Council, including rejecting a request into investigation. Thus, for one issue, we would have two ways forward which contradict each other and would need different procedures and different majorities. It is, in our opinion, unclear how we would proceed in case the Subco would reject an investigation. Would we then continue with the General Assembly with the General Assembly overruling it by 2/3 majority, as was previously the case, or would this fall under the new amendment and we would proceed with the hybrid guidelines, which are two ways that contradict each other in terms of procedure and also in terms of majority. Thus, we deem this amendment invalid. Is that clear to everyone?
Okay, then we can proceed with the last BCP. Motion 28 to adopt bylaw change proposal. Okay, we can check this.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yes, it was proposed by AMSA Austria. Thank you, SEMSA Cyprus. Okay, so motion 28 to adopt the bylaw change proposal 44 that was proposed by AMSA Austria. Would you like to explain? No. Do we have a seconder? Tunisia, Associate Tunisia. Any amendments? You can have 2 minutes maximum. Yeah.
Yeah, also we're just made aware of this amendment by the Subco itself, not by the EBTO. We were only aware of this with the Subco process. They didn't make us aware of it.
What is it? Amendment? Okay, we have an amendment from Kromse, Croatia. And Sudan also in the Zoom. Okay, can we have the mic to proposing? Yeah, it's the same. Okay, Medicine Sudan, you can go. Medicine Sudan?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Mustafa Medicine Sudan, him. Our amendment is to read Supervising Council decisions can be overruled only by the General Assembly by a 2/3 majority. Thank you.
Thank you. AMSA Austria, do you accept the amendment? Yes, Associate Med, do you accept the amendment? Yes, the amendment is incorporated in the original motion. Any further amendments? IFMSA ETO. IFMSA TO.
Okay.
We would like to propose another amendment to add accept investigation requests in order for the amendment to be valid, and we will be submitting it. The first amendment was in order to have supervising council decisions only overruled by the General Assembly. That means that they can be overruled only during March meeting and August meeting. Certain things happen during the year, and we need that to be addressed urgently in certain cases. So in order for this to happen, we would like to have also the option of asynchronous voting. In order to ensure that this asynchronous voting is informed and the NMOs are making decisions based on proper data, we added that the supervising council should provide further reasoning and relevant supporting information before initiation of any voting process. However, this should be within a certain time frame. So we recommend adding a maximum of 2 weeks from the voting request. If the reasoning was not provided within that time frame, the EB, in consultation with the proposer, because the EB should be the one opening the voting, then they can proceed with the voting without the reasoning.
Okay, I guess did you share point of order? Yes, we can get you the microphone now. This is the TO, can you please check if this is the amendment you requested?
So we believe that this amendment is directly violating IFMSA Constitution, paragraph 8.4, and we would like to have CCC's interpretation on this and also possible consequences if this is passed, because we believe we would have an endless cycle of two bodies overruling each other.
Sure, CCC, 2 minutes. You can share it with us, the exact one, and we will, yes, just type it and we'll share it. I have only the motion to reopen the agenda items. Okay, we have the CCC reply.
The amendment is in violation of IFMSA Constitution point 8.4, therefore cannot be accepted.
Okay, so amendment is invalid. Any further amendments in violation to?
It's point 8.4. It clearly states supervising council has the power to overrule decisions of the executive board for important reasons as described in the bylaws of the federation, after which the matter has to be presented to the General Assembly, which will take the final decision. It is clearly stated that the General Assembly can take the final decision, and therefore online voting procedures do not count in the timeline, which is outside of GAs.
Okay, so number of what? Constitution 8.4. Any further amendments? I see none. Then any direct negatives? Algeria, IFMSA Algeria, would you like to explain any alternative motions? Okay, then we'll be proceeding with a vote. Please vote now.
Internet.
internet connection at BVMD Germany. IFMSA Egypt internet connection. Okay. Get internet connection as well. Is it solved? Yes. After this, okay. Okay, the voting closed. Nah, no. Is it closed?
Yeah.
It's closed. Okay, we received 60 votes in total, 50 votes in favor, 7 against, 3 abstention. This motion passes by a 2/3 majority. Okay, and by this, we conclude agenda item regarding the bylaw change proposals. After less than 4 hours, I guess we have a record here.
1 hour. You have the speaker list now or after the break?
Can we have a speaker list?
Yes, we're having a very short speakers list from the CCC and subco, and then we will go to the dinner break. Okay, CCC.
I will make this quick. Cecilia from the CCC. We as a CCC just wanted to say in regards to the last plenary that it was really hard for us to determine validity on such short notice. And we are really struggling with not wanting to make the plenary too long, but also taking our time to consider these. It was really nice to have constructive discussions with you in President's session, but several of these amendments were not shown to us prior to being shared on the server. And we just want to make it clear that we are having a hard time making decisions that are informed and that can actually serve you the best. Just to reiterate the point from our view of perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, CCC. Subco.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
This is a fruit from the Supervising Council, she, her. So, dear animals, on July 31st, we shared the final version of IFMSA Pakistan investigation report with certain recommendations. These came after extensive work and reasoning. We discussed them in the first subco session with animals, and we had a vote on the subco report. The following day, during the president session, we dedicated another 20 minutes to discuss this matter. And in the afternoon, the animals voted on the recommendations of the investigation. However, today a motion was submitted by the EB opposing to these recommendations, despite our clear stances and explanation to some EB members yesterday that by suspending the NMO, they cannot attend the sessions of the GA. However, they should be able to stay at the hotel and get food and transportation and any other requirement as planned for the remaining period before the GA, because the fees were paid to cover these expenses. This was the similar approach we used for a member who violated the COC in the past GA, and this was an agreement with the NMO and the COC and the EB and the SUBCO. We believe in the importance of consistency within the decisions and kindly ask everyone to reflect on this. We believe that staying committed to IFMSA constitution and bylaws and values is the highest priority for everyone, including officials and animals. We should have zero tolerance in regards of the violation of COC and IFMSA constitution and bylaws, and invite everyone to prioritize this principle above anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Subco. I can say, Medicine Sudan, would you like to say something or that was?
No, I'm sorry, this is from last time.
Okay, then we have IFMSA President.
All right. Thank you, Sapo, for your intervention. However, I would like to clarify that our proposal to have or not have IFMSA Pakistan members as observers in the General Assembly is a decision made by the NMOs after a proposal that we made and discussed yesterday. So, like, the first thing is that with an explanation about the potential attendance as observers, we propose the amendment of extending the ban from activities in IFMSA after the end of August meeting, and it was NMOs that approved that. If NMOs hadn't approved that, then we wouldn't proceed, because it would mean that you would immediately need to proceed with this ban from activities. And it was just humane that there are people here that have paid their participation fee, as like explained, and it was not anything to disregard the supervising council. And today we had 3 votes, 1 to open an agenda point and 2 to accept individually the 2 participants. There is action against 1. That's why we separated the votes, and NMOs accepted both. So we don't really accept the allegations made by SAPCO, and it's really disheartening to see such disrespectful behaviors in general towards the EB and the team of officials, which work and can make mistakes sometimes, but we're here to ensure that the changes in the bylaws and the constitution, and also what's happening during the GA, are to the best of our abilities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, IFMSA President. Okay, so now we'll be having 1 hour break. We will go for a 1 hour break and then we can continue.